Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 403, season 17. Today's date is January 19th, 2024, and welcome to the show. And today I got a beaut. I got a lot of things to cover. Today I will talk about the closing of Mattson's Steakhouse. It was located on not the southwest side of Chicago. It was located in Burbank, Illinois. It just closed recently, and I'll talk about that place and my memories. Also, I'll talk about where I went yesterday. I went to the No Coaster Con. That was a roller coaster conference that was located up north in Rosemont at the Hyatt Place Hotel, and I'll talk about why I went there and what's the reason why I'm doing a podcast, why I'm talking about it on a podcast. You'll understand. Also, I'll talk about two TV shows that celebrate their 50th anniversary this weekend. One is The Jeffersons, that premiered on January 18th, January 19th, 1975. That was today, and it was yesterday. And the day before was Baretta, starring Robert Blake. The last thing I will do is read off a menu from a restaurant called the Chances Are restaurant. I think I did one before, but I found a cool menu, and I'm going to read off all the items of that. All right. Right now, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Orange Plus from Birdseye. It's a frozen orange drink. And this is from 1975. Great era. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show, folks. Thank you.
Nice breakfast, Mary.
Oh, will I try. Like I serve my family the leading frozen orange juice. I think it's the closest to fresh.
Try this. It tastes more like fresh.
It's got pulp like fresh. And it does taste more like fresh.
It's Birdseye Orange Plus.
Honey, did you? Birdseye Orange Plus. Frozen concentrate for imitation orange juice.
Are you sure you didn't squeeze this?
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Orange Plus. That's from the Birdseye Company. I remember this product very well. I remember the commercials. And in this commercial, you can find it on YouTube. It features a young Jimmy McNichol, who was Christy McNichol's brother. He didn't become that famous after, his sister. That product was around since the 1960s and lasted about through the 70s. What was that product? Excuse me. It was just orange juice, maybe concentrated. I don't know. And they added something to it, and then it just enhanced the flavor. Because I love orange juice, I always have, but I don't think I ever tried it. My mother never bought frozen orange juice, like you put it in a pitcher and, leave it in the fridge. We always bought in cartons, like Tropicana or Florida Fresh or what's the other one? Minute Maid. Yeah. Those are good. Kind of orange juice to me is like a hit and miss. Sometimes it tastes wonderful and you want some more. Others it's like, it's okay, so get the idea. All right. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned, I got a lot to cover. I'm going to talk about the closing of Mattson's restaurant that's located in Burbank, Illinois. Also, talk about the No Coaster Con. That was a roller coaster conference I went yesterday. Also, the 50th anniversaries of the two TV shows, Baretta and the Jeffersons, and also I'll read off a menu from Chances Are restaurants. Before I get started, I want to give you a health update real quick. I went for my second chemo this past Tuesday. Everything went fine. Not my hair fell out. It already has, but I got a crew cut. So, so that's how it is. So anyway, it went very well. A lot of people are concerned what happened yesterday because I went to the conference and they said, "Oh, you should wear a mask. You should wear a mask." Oh, well, my doctor never told me this. He told me just to go out, be with people, and just don't sit around and sulk, about your illness, just keep active, But when I do see him on February 4th, that's my third chemo, I'll ask him. I had a cold before, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I'm over it now, but I'm okay. So they were like, ooh, they got scared like that. I'm all right. I'm doing fine like that. And so I'm doing very well. Just get tired easily. Just walk around. No nausea. I still take pills for that, so that's good. As for hair loss, I don't know if any more will fall. Not really. Still growing. I think I'm going to grow probably black or white. I don't know. It's going to be a while like that. But I wear a hat, and sometimes I wear a hat. But if I wear a wool hat indoors, my head gets too hot, so I have to switch it like that. All right, so first off, we're going to talk about the Mattson's Steakhouse. It was announced a few days ago that it was closing or has closed. That restaurant used to be a Bonanza restaurant, and I used to go there all the time, and we went with my family. I don't think my dad went with me. No, I don't think so. So it was my mom, my brothers, and sometimes a couple of her friends with their kids. And we went there after church, for lunch. And one of my friends, my mom suggested, why don't we go to Bonanza? Okay. I had no idea. So we went there, and it was great. I loved the restaurant. The food was good. The steaks were great. I remember you get the numbers, what kind of, excuse me, what type of, how you want your meat ordered, medium rare. And I remember numbers, they placed it on your trays. And meal consists of steak or with a baked potato, maybe a vegetable, and Texas toast. Oh, I love that toast. Oh, that's awesome. So it was in business for quite a while until maybe late 70s or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. And then one day it just turned into Mattson's, and someone bought it. I think the Bonanza franchise just left the state. Ponderosa stuck around for a while. So Mattson's, to tell you the truth, I've never been there. Never went. I don't know why. I just maybe I was disappointed that Bonanza was gone. If you go to the place, there's the original architecture and it has the B for Bonanza, like that. So it was doing very well for many years, and then declined about recently. No, not recently. Maybe 10 years or something like that. And then one day I log into Facebook and it says it's closed. And, every time there's an announcement of a restaurant or a store, you get mixed reactions from people saying, oh, it was a dump. I'm glad it's gone. Or, oh, no, it was good food. We miss it. We love taking our family there, blah, blah, blah. So you get both like that. So what are we going to do? So now I don't know what they're going to do with the property. There's a rumor that Sizzler might come back. Maybe. I don't know. Sizzler's still around in other parts of the country, but they've been in Chicago for many, many years. Should do a podcast episode about them. So we'll see. I hope they don't. I hope they save the sign. To tell you the truth, I wish they saved they changed it back to Bonanza. But no, I don't think so. So so a lot of people said that right next door was Toys R Us. It's not there anymore. They used to go there and then they shop for toys. I used to go to that store. Toys R Us is making a comeback. They opened one standalone store up in Harlem Irving Plaza, the Hip. They opened that one, which is great. We need a toy store, for kids and adults like me, and hopefully more will open. Yeah. Remember, it was Children's Bargain Town. I like that one better. Anyway, so Mattson's, it's gone. And by the way, it was located at 8120 South Cicero Avenue in Burbank. So that's the address. So if you're in the neighborhood or you drive by, go take a look. I'm sure. And then also people are saying, nah, it's not closed. It's open. They go by the internet. Don't go by the internet. I mean, go there by yourself and see. It's close. It is close because someone took photos of the place and they have signs outside and says, no, this site is permanently closed. So, okay. Oh, well, that's a shame. First it's White Castles on 79th and Pulaski. Now it's this place. Times are changing. They really are. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about where I went yesterday. I went to the No Coaster Con. That was like a conference, kind of like a convention in a way, but it was a conference. And they had... they discussed what's going on, for the latest news about roller coasters, not just in Chicago, but all over the country. I don't have the program with me. I left it behind. That was foolish of me, but I'm trying to remember what they talked about. And mostly, so I arrived there at 7:30 to register in the morning. And then I just sat down and I had a good crowd, and they had presenters, very nice people, very informative. And they introduce themselves and they talk about, let's say, for example, they talk about Dollywood, Dolly Parton's amusement park down in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I always say Texas. It's not Texas, it's Tennessee. And I think it's the 40th anniversary. And they talk about Cedar Point. That's a amusement park located in Sandusky, Ohio. It's been there for many, many years. Also talk about Six Flags here in Gurnee, Illinois. And they talk about that new ride, the Wrath Kashaka. I can't say that name. I always forget it. It sounds like a title of a Speed Racer cartoon. The Wrath of Kashaka. The Speed and Racer X, trying to fight those guys. Anyway, they're building it. They started a long time ago, but they're building it. Hopefully, it'll be completed this year. And a lot of people are looking forward to riding this thing. As for me, I don't think so because my doctor doesn't want me to do anything strenuous like that. I wouldn't go on it anyway. I'd be scared to death like that because it looks so cool, but it's a little too much for me. It's for younger people. If they want to ride it, be my guest. They talk about other things. They also had lunch. It was fine. There were times during the conference it got a little dull, but they were talking about things that I don't think a lot of people were interested. They don't sit still like that. But and then they talk about some new news from Six Flags in Gurnee. They opened they had going to have a personal chef, or they're going to open some more attractions, the menu items, stuff like that, which is nice. I went there last summer. I rode the Sky Striker. I can't believe I rode it. And I was scared. I had thank God I have my glasses in a case, so I'm afraid my glasses will fall out. And I enjoyed it, but I think it'll be the last ride for me for, quite a long time. And so that's good. It opened. And so it lasted to about 6 o'clock. And I just went home because I'm very tired. I can't sit long. I had to go lie down and then, when I came home and I get to put the podcast together like that. Okay. Also, so they talk about other things. Let's see what else they talk about. Dollywood. I can't think of much. And then they had they had one guy. His name was Dino. He had a Wonder Wheel, and that was in Coney Island. Yeah, a famous amusement park in Brooklyn. I think he's Greek. I could tell. I got that Greek vibe, like that. Excuse me, that's funny. But he seems like a very nice young man, and so I enjoyed it very much. Also, I met Marcus Lashock from Channel 9. He's a big roller coaster fan, the biggest I ever met in my life. We met before, and we talked for about a few times, and we got to know each other very well. It's a very nice man, very sweet, cares about my health. I'm very touched. I'm glad he did that, and hopefully we'll do a podcast together. Can't wait. It should be fun. So there's a picture of us we took together. I posted it on social media. You will see it. I had a ball. I really did. As for going next year, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, maybe I'll go. I don't know yet. I don't know. But it was a long day, for a little taxing for me. So that's why I'm discussing it on the program like that. I want to apologize for leaving stuff out, omitting, what other topics they talked about. I should have brought the program. But also at the end of the conference, I received a package, with like a couple of free passes, admission, some keychains, nice stuff. Yeah, very nice. I don't know if I'll use them. We'll see. I can't travel right now. I wish I could, but I just can't. Not at the moment. So we'll see. Maybe I'll give it to somebody or keep them. For like a keepsake. Okay. Right now I'm going to talk about, right now I'm going to play a promo for Baretta. And that premiered on January, let's see, I always forget. It premiered on January 17th, 1975. That was a mid-season show. It ran for 4 seasons. And it starred Robert Blake, from the Our Gang comedy series. I always liked Robert Blake. He was a great actor and funny. So right now I'm going to play a promo for Baretta. And when I come back, I will discuss about Baretta, about my memories of watching this show. Okay? So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back, folks. Thank you.
I'm the Heat. Robert Blake. I know who I am.
You're lying to me, man. I'll put you back in the pen. It's a promise.
You quit trying to be a one-man police force!
Who hurt you like that?
You never know what he's going to do.
Nobody runs Tony. Baretta.
And you can take that to the bank.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the promo for Baretta that aired on ABC from 1975 to 1978. Aired on WLS-TV Chicago, Channel 7. So he was an undercover detective, and he lived in a kind of a rundown hotel, and he had a bird with him, Fred. And he was a cockatoo. And he goes, hello, hello. You know what's so great about this show? At the beginning, where you have the theme song called "Keep Your Eye on the Sparrow," and it's sung by Sammy Davis Jr. Oh, once you start watching, you start listening to that, and you're watching the credits or like the opening. You're in. You watch that. So he was a master of disguise. He went undercover work, and his catchphrases were, don't do the crime if you can't do the time." And remember that old car he used to drive, that 1966 Chevrolet Impala? It was color was mist blue, and he called it the Blue Ghost, like that. The show was very popular. He was always arguing with what was his name? Brubaker, and he was Hal Brubaker, played by Edward Grover. That's the actor. He also had a supporting cast: Billy Truman. There was Tom Ewell. He was in that famous movie with Marilyn Monroe, The 7-Year Itch. Also, they had Rooster. He was a pimp, and he was an informant of Baretta, like that. And there were others like that. So that series was a reboot. There was an original series called Toma, started actor Tony Musante. But he did 1 year, but he didn't want to continue, so they retooled it, and then they turned it into Baretta, starring Robert Blake. And the show's still popular, but the thing. So sometimes, Robert Blake admitted like he didn't really doing the show that much. He was like, I don't know, it was tough for him. And so he didn't want to continue, and then that stopped. And that was the end of that. As for reruns, they still play them occasionally on TV. It was released on DVD for one season. Not after that. I don't know why. If it was available, all the 4 seasons, I'd buy them in an instant. Yeah, I would love to revisit and watch the show. It didn't happen, so that was that. He seemed like a hothead like that, like he was like, and of course there was the scandal that after that, with his wife and all that, and that was, and then he passed away. And let's see, when did he pass away? Not too long ago. Here we go. And so he passed away on March 9th, 2023. So he lived a very long life. So he was acting since he was a baby, usually. Not usually, but he was there for quite a number of years. Like that. So he's famously remembered of that show. And I used to watch it when I was in school, in grade school. I look forward to it. It was that, Starsky and Hutch, and Charlie's Angels, great crime dramas, Policewoman. Those were fun. Police Story. So great TV for people my age to watch. All right. Excuse me. Right now I'm going to talk about the Jeffersons. Now, they celebrated their 50th anniversary as well. That premiered on January 18th, 1975. And that lasted a lot longer than Baretta. Lasted about 11 seasons. And it ended July 2nd, 1985. So that was a spinoff of... Excuse me. I have a little cough. That was a spinoff of All in the Family, and it starred George and Louise Jeffersons. They lived next door to the Bunkers. They moved in, I don't know if it was the first show of this. I don't really remember, but it was one of the earliest shows. Isabel Sanford played Louise Jefferson. She was there in the beginning, but Sherman Hemsley came later because there was Henry Jefferson. That was Louise's brother-in-law. and that was played by Mel Stewart. He was in there most of the time. But then they brought George, and then Henry left. So, and when Sherman Hemsley first appeared in All in the Family, the audience went nuts. He was so funny, and he got funnier later on. So they decided to have a spinoff, and it's about them moving up to the east side, because he had a dry cleaning chain, and he opened a lot of stores, like 7. So they moved to the Upper East Side. They got a big, beautiful apartment, and then Then the cast was introduced, the sporting cast. The Willises. Lionel was there, played by 2 actors. Then Mr. Bentley, the Englishman, who's hilarious, and of course George's mother, who was poking her nose where it don't belong, and also Florence the maid, and they were always at odds with each other, fighting, which is hilarious. And it was like a traditional sitcom, but they did deal with episodes that occasionally dealt with serious issues, alcoholism, racism, suicide, and all that. But they were fine. But it was fun to watch, and it was hilarious. I still watch it to this day. And it lasted so long. And I think it was the last spinoff that outlasted all these shows. Like, for example, All in the Family was gone. Maude. There was, what's the other one? I can't think of the other one. Oh, Good Times. That was a spinoff of Maude. And, of course, One Day at a Time. That was not a spinoff. That was just from Norman Lear. And so it and then they just cancel it. They just dropped it like that. It was kind of, what's the word they call it? Unceremoniously dropped. That's what they say on television. Okay, right now I'm going to play the theme song not the theme song. Excuse me. It's a promo. When it first aired in early January 1975. I found this promo. I'm going to play that. And I remember this promo very well. That took me back. And when I come back, I'm going to read off a menu from Chances Are Restaurant, and then that'll be it, folks. Okay? So sit back and relax. I'll be right back. Thank you.
Neighbors have moved uptown.
If you're the Avon lady, I think it's too late.
George, the Lord created everybody equal. Except in your case, he quit work before he got to your head.
Jenny, come out here now.
Why?
Oh, Pop knows we're messing around.
It's the Jeffersons, from the creators of All in the Family.
We are the Jeffersons.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the promo for the premiere of the Jeffersons. I can hear George Jefferson's laugh. Laughing like that. It's funny. Anyway, right now I'm going to read off a menu from Chances Are Restaurants. They had a chain way back, like the late 60s and early 70s. And it was like a pub style of restaurant. They had good food, from what I've heard, like hamburgers and beer and all that. And they had several locations. One was, I don't know exactly where the first one was. It was on Wells Street. I think they moved some other address, but it was there. And there was one in, was it Lincolnwood or Skokie? They had one in Hyde Park. And also in the Hyde Park neighborhood of Chicago, and also in Calumet City, down in the south suburbs. I'm trying to think, did they have somewhere else? I can't think of it. But I remember when I was a kid, I used to see the lettering of the restaurant in Chances Are, and I go, what is this place? And I wish I went, and I never did. I never had the opportunity, and I was very disappointed. I don't know when it closed, maybe mid-1970s. No clue. So, but people still remember to this day. I don't know if that's the peanut shells they drop on the floor. I don't think it is. That's probably the pickle barrel. Excuse me. So right now I'm going to read a menu off the Chances Are restaurant. So here we go. I found this menu the other day, and the front cover of the menu looks real cool. And it was open. It says here they had like these old timey pictures. Look like something from the 19th century or early 20th century. It said it opened 7 days a week, open 11:30 and closed till 1 o'clock in the morning. Like that. So that's nice. Oh yeah, they had free peanuts. So I guess they did have peanuts on the floor. I guess I don't know. So it was. So they had the beer on draft. They had. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I found the addresses of the place, so that's cool. Here we go. So they had Michelob beer on draft. Right now they got Michelob Ultra. Never tried. So here's the locations. Let's see. Let me look real closely. Can't read them because it's faded. They had it in Old Town, of course. It was on North Wells Street. Also in the Lincoln Park area, it was at North Clark Street. Also in Hyde Park, which I mentioned. Also in River Oaks at the River Oaks Shopping Center, 159th and Torrance. Also in Skokie. And so it wasn't Lincolnwood, it was Skokie. It was on that. There's a picture of that somewhere floating around in the internet, the Skokie location. So that's good. I wish I could find a picture of the Calumet City one, but I don't think it's around. Okay, so here's the menu. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. And they had, beer. Their specials were Bloody Mary, martinis, Manhattans, or Michelob on draft. Also, they had to start for an appetizer, French onion soup and it says here, real French onion soup with deep dark brown croutons covered with Monterey Jack cheese, and and you get a slice of a garlic toast. Also, they have soup du jour, like that. Also, they have Chances Are chili, rich with meat and spice, and served in a crock. Also, the same thing with the soup. They have French fry onion rings or a basket of garlic toast. Oh, that sounds good. I like that. Now, their steak burgers, that's what they're famous of. It was the Chances Are steak burger. It's choice of beef, choicest beef served on a special black rye bread or white bun, whatever you prefer, with sweet Bermuda onions and French fried potatoes. And you get lettuce and dill pickle wedge. Thank you, sir. And you can have it with American cheese. That cost like $1.75 back then, but then when you add the cheese, it's about 15 cents more. And then you had a steak burger royale combination. So you had a steak burger and then your choice of beer. Also, they had Chances Are combo, 1 quarter pound steak burger, or a split charbroiled smoked bratwurst on top, covered with Monterey Jack cheese. Also, Chances Are special, that's melted cheddar cheese with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise. They had imported aged ham, garnished with lettuce and sliced tomato, chili with grated cheese, chopped peanuts, shredded lettuce, mayonnaise, grilled onions, and sliced Spanish olives with pimento. And also, you get a salad with Thousand dressing with grilled onions on top, melted grated cheese with sliced Spanish olives with pimento. I think I mentioned that. Also, that's what they put on the burgers like that. So they had Swiss cheese, cheddar cheese, mushroom sauce, melted blue cheese, or chopped onions, hickory sauce, or grated chicken. Cheese, not chicken. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see what else they had. They had a Chances Are salad bowl. Juliennes of white meat with turkey or ham, with Swiss cheese, and served with crisp greens, flanked with quartered eggs and red-ripe tomatoes, croutons, and top bacon crumbles, and whatever dressing you want. That costs $2.75. That's pretty good. They had a steak sandwich, served with French fries or coleslaw or salad, if you like. So they had open hearth charcoal broiled to order. Sounds good. Also have beef shish kebab. It's like souvlaki, with what I eat. Tender beef marinated with tomatoes, onions, between sweet green peppers, and mushrooms and charbroil, serving with French fries. Also, shish kebab Near East. That's a combination of broiled crockery, selected beef, and marinated with wine sauce and herbs of the Near East. Also, they have beef teriyaki and brochette. Teriyaki, it's tender steak marinated in teriyaki sauce and skewered with tender button mushrooms, sweet peppers, onions, and charbroil. They also have steak specials, ground chopped beef steak, ground chopped beef steak deluxe, that's with other fixings. Also ground chopped beef steak a la blue cheese, if you like blue cheese on that. They also had fish, deep fried fantail shrimp, they had that. Captain's seafood platter, so they serve all kinds of fish you like. Sole, perch, scallops, like that, served with remoulade sauce. Remoulade sauce? I don't know that. Maybe it's not tartar sauce or something. And they had stuffed shrimp. They king crab meat and, get served with fries or coleslaw. That sounds good. It really does. I'm not a fish person, but that's okay. Okay, we got some more items. Let's see what we got. They had sandwiches, Reuben sandwich, you know what that is, with dark rye, Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut. Also, they had a place called the Continental. It's tender breast of white turkey meat, imported ham, Swiss cheese, lettuce, and rye, with Thousand Island dressing, and with a sliced hard-boiled egg. They also had Chances Are poulet au gratin. That's the same thing, only it's served with cheese, like that, and mushrooms. Chances Are club sandwich. You know what club sandwich is: turkey with ham, with tomatoes, and etc. They also had a ham sandwich, just a regular ham sandwich. Imported ham. That's what they had. They had corned beef. So that sounds good. I don't like rye bread. I like white bread. Also like corned beef with lots of mustard. Also grilled cheese sandwich, like that. Barbecue beef that's cooked on an open cooked barbecue, and barbecue pork. You like that? Also, they had chicken. They had one called the Mason-Dixon line. It was corn pone brand fried chicken. And it's marinated. It sounds delicious. Home-cooked chicken, plump half chicken dipped in rich county batter and fried. You serve with French fries or honey or coleslaw. Barbecue chicken, romantically Italian. So that's Italian style. And mountain country chicken. Savory apple equer squeezes. I don't know what that is. It's like a wine sauce served like that. And also they had, people were watching their weight. They had wheat germ and peanut chopped steak. I don't know how that would taste. I tried wheat germ. I didn't like it. No, I didn't like it. Also, they had hot dogs and bratwurst. So they had bratwurst served with fries and pickle. Supersized charbroiled hot dog. They had that. Also, supersized charbroiled chili hot dog. So if you like chili on yours, so that's great. And now here comes the good stuff. That's my favorite, which is desserts. They had chances are special dessert, whatever special dessert they was serving that day. They had fresh strawberry sundae, whipped cream, only in season. Candy Crunch special. That's like peppermint and chocolate ice cream with chocolate sauce on top. That sounds good. Also, they had Lose Your Mind sundae. They had peppermint chocolate vanilla ice cream topped with chocolate sauce, crushed salted peanuts, and lots of whipped cream and a cherry. Also had chocolate sundae, butterscotch sundae, or just plain old ice cream if you want, or sherbet like that. And let's see. So they also had, they served beer. You know, they had Michelob on draft cocktails, if you like. They also had red wine, Vin Rouge, Anjou Rosé, white wine Blaine, I think that's what's called. And served, you enjoy a crock of old cheddar with dry sippets and potato crackers. Also, they had beverages, you know, the usual Coca-Cola, root beer, ginger ale, Fresca, Texas cherry Coke. You want a black cow, root beer with vanilla ice cream. Coffee, iced tea, Sanka, hot tea, draft milk. And hot chocolate with whipped cream. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds like a wonderful... I wish it would come back. I wish it would come back. And the last page was Children's Corner. Let me get this down. For the kids, they had steak burger, you know, probably 1/4 pound, very small. Or they can have a cheeseburger. They had also grilled cheese. And this is what they had this was the last item. You know, this is the Children's Corner. It's under 12. They had a 3-decker peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which you can make at home. And you can grill it any way you want and serve with French fries. And they serve with a small Coke and an ice cream for dessert. That sounds wonderful. Oh, yeah. That was great. So I'm sorry I rambled on, but you know, the chances are restaurant menu looks so delicious. I have a craving just to go out and get a hamburger, you know, or a steak burger. But they're closed. So it's a shame. Okay. So that's it for this show. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about a lot. I talked about the Mattson's Steakhouse restaurant located in Burbank, Illinois. They just closed recently. Also, I'll talk about my time at the No Coaster Conference that was located in Rosemont, which happened yesterday on the 18th of January. Also, 2 anniversaries celebrating their 50th, their TV shows, that is, the Jeffersons and Baretta. And also, I read off a menu from Chances Are. Okay, this podcast will be published later on today, whatever podcasts are available. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Overcast. If you have those apps on your phone or your tablet, just tap on them and just tap follow, and you'll receive notifications of the latest episode. You can listen to previous episodes if you like. Also, will be posted on my blog, www.vanchicagoland.blog. You can click on the link. It'll take you to Spotify. You can listen if you like. Also be shared on my YouTube channel, Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Again and again, people ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? You can find it on YouTube. And click on subscribe. And you can listen to the latest episode. You'll receive a notification. Also, you can listen to previous episodes if you like. You have time. Please do that. Also, you'll be shared on my social media accounts, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, and unfortunately, not TikTok. TikTok closed. I don't know when it's coming back, but that's a shame. Hopefully we'll get, it'll come back, or we get something, a substitute. I think they had a substitute called Lemonade. I don't know. That's close to. So I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, so this is Speak of Stars, your host of Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me on a nice, cold, sunny Sunday. It's cold. It's going to be cold for the next 2 days. And then it'll warm up. So you have something to do, besides watch football or listen to my podcast. Whatever you like to do is fine with me. So here's Bye-Bye for me, and here's a little traveling music from our famous and most favorite person in the whole wide world, Ray Rayner, saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.